Like that
Ready to go. 38 times it's happened. 31 times. The winner of Game 3 wins it all.
The third quarter from hell.
What an avalanche here from Golden State, a 13-point lead.
They get a run and we continue to play. We're never going to stop doing what we do.
Van Vliet, up top, Pascal!
Klay Thompson's hurt.
Klay Thompson is dragging his leg.
He has left hamstring tightness and will not return.
Injuries are never fun, but it tests your character. Playing through pain makes it all worth it in the end.
Nothing changes. We all just understand the moment.
Iguodala puts it up.
He buried it with 5.9 to go.
Just got to be able to adapt. That's pretty much what the finals is about at this stage. You got to expect to see literally anything, a lot of desperation in certain moments of games.
I saw a triangle in 2 before. I have not seen a box in 1 in the NBA.
Even at 80%, I still think I can be very effective.
Quick release and a splash for Klay Thompson.
I love playing, for championships and being on the stage, and I want to continue for as long as I can.
And the finals are all even at a game apiece.
We want to be the first to 4. Every game is an urgent game. You're in the NBA Finals.
Welcome inside Oracle Arena. It is Game Time, live at the finals, presented by YouTube TV. Even at 1, it's happened 38 times, 31 times. The winner of Game 3 has won it all. Casey Stearns, C-Web, the Jet, and Shaq. A lot from the desk, but first let's talk about the list of folks who might need some Shaq, some icy hot. Let's look at the latest on the Warriors' injuries. KD, he's officially out for Game 3. Steve Kerr saying at media availability, guys, that he ramped up activities, but there's no timetable. Right now, all that's TBD for KD. So we know he's done for this game. Meanwhile, the man they call Loon has been anything but offensive boards, energy, efficiency. Kevon Looney so huge in the last series. Unfortunately, the news yesterday, officially, he is out for the rest of the finals, will not return. But what about Klay Thompson? A gasp out in this area and across Twitter for sure when this happened. The hamstring injury and leaving Game 2. Would Klay play in Game 3 and the rest of the series? It relates to the hamstring because that's an injury certainly you don't want to push too far too soon. ESPN report saying just moments ago, guys, that the Warriors don't want him to play. Klay is lobbying to do so. He said, as you heard in the open, 80% of Klay better than 100% of someone else. We'll get that in a second. 100% of our crew now in pretty boxes there on the screen. We'll hear from Allie LaForce on the Raptors side in just a second. But we've got Jared Greenberg with more on Klay Thompson and the health situation with the Dubs. Hi, Jared.
Hey, Casey, since 2013, only LeBron James has played more total playoff minutes and more consecutive games in the postseason than Klay Thompson. Craziest part about that is that it's not come without injury. Klay's got a history of suffering setbacks during the postseason. Go back to Game 1 of last year's NBA Finals. Klay suffers a high ankle sprain in the first quarter. He called that much worse than what he's got right now with the hamstring strain. Klay
slide tackle
did not miss a game in the NBA Finals last year. Now you go back to 2015. Klay entered the NBA Finals with a concussion-like protocol because he received stitches in his ear after getting hit in the head in the Western Conference Finals. Now, everyone talks about his toughness. He said, although he wants to play and he wants to be out there, if there's any pain, he understands it's a no-go because he doesn't want to cost the team any further games later on in this series. Klay Thompson, if he is to warm up, and it is not yet confirmed if he will do so, that will happen in about an hour from now at 5:05 local time, right behind me on the court. Let's go underneath the arena. For more on the Toronto Raptors, here's Allie LaForce.
Hey, thank you, Jared. The Golden State Warriors haven't played a game here at Oracle Arena in 19 days. It's certainly an eye-opening statistic, but perhaps the more eye-opening one is the fact that Kawhi Leonard has not played a game here at Oracle Arena since May 14th, 2017. It was the Western Conference Finals. He was with the Spurs. He came down awkwardly, as you'll see here, on that ankle, suffered the injury, and the team blew a 23-point lead. I asked him yesterday, do any emotions come back to you when you're back in this building for the first time? And he said no, that he hadn't even thought about it. He said it's been 2 years, and every single day, all he's thinking about is winning the finals. Of course, he's moved on from that ankle injury and now dealing with quad soreness and knee soreness, which he definitely feels on a daily basis, but he says he's able to block it out, and he doesn't think about it once the ball is tipped. He also knows that he's facing a more banged-up Warriors team who happen to be the defending champions, and there are no excuses at this point in the season. Injuries are going to be everything for the outcome of this Game 3. I will talk to Steve Kerr in just a few minutes to hopefully get an update on Klay Thompson. You look at this Toronto team, and one thing they do have going for them is the fact that they have the second-best road record in the regular season and playoffs combined in the last 3 years. But the Warriors have won 6 straight finals games at home. It's easier said than done. Injuries will be a big part of it. Casey?
Allie, thank you very much. We'll have more from Allie, as she said, speaking of both coaches, and from Jared as we go on. Guys, let me open up with this, and that is the talk yesterday of a hamstring. Talk to the point of Guys Webb not being a pain threshold situation, but more of the fear of if he goes out too quick, especially defensively on instinct, makes a quick cut, that you could tear it even worse, and then you get in a situation where you're out for the finals.
Yeah, well, to me, it's about the severity of the hamstring. I've really never seen anyone come back from a halfway serious hamstring. So I'd be interested, especially as how much he moves on the court, to see how fluid he is. But I would be surprised if Klay comes out and is his normal self. But as he said, hey, you get 80% of me. That's better than most guys, and I don't fight him on that.
I want to attack what Kawhi Leonard said. He said he didn't realize what had happened, but him getting twisting his ankle here when Zaza Pachulia. That's impossible. He hasn't played here since May 19th, 2 years ago. And if that never happens, the course of basketball and where he is would be totally different. He would not be in Toronto if that didn't happen. DeMar DeRozan would still be a Toronto Raptor if that didn't happen. He would have never been upset with Popovich if that didn't happen. So for me, I just don't believe that he hasn't thought about that, Shaq.
Well,
the whole course of what's going on.
I understand what you're saying. I understand
because
what you're
of that one play.
I understand what you're saying, but if Charles Barkley was skinny, he'd be a supermodel. So we know that's not going to happen. Right. But to answer your question, hamstring injuries are different for big guys and little guys. Let me explain. Big guys like myself and C-Webb, we're just going like this. But the lateral movements, what's going to get you. Klay comes off screens and he's always cutting, he's always moving. So again, if you make one wrong thrust, then you could possibly do more damage. But I like his attitude.
Yeah, I do too.
He wants to play, let him play.
But that's the amazing thing about this run, is that you 5 years, injuries happen, and that's why even LeBron going 8 years, you say you're playing over 100 games every year, things like this happen. And so to be in the finals and still be here, that's what's amazing about Golden State. But again, Kawhi Leonard is lying to us.
Well, first of all, if you want to try and explain Kawhi Leonard, I think Dr. Phil, there is a show, The Doctors, it's not here. But here's Klay talking about what you guys were saying, that heart, he's got that compete level. The only guy who's ever had a longer stretch of postseason games without missing one, LeBron James, 120 games in a row for Klay. Here's what he said yesterday.
Obviously, I'll do anything I can to be out there, but it's all in their hands, and if there's any pain, it would be a no-go just because of the position we're in. This could be a longer series, so there's no point in trying to go out there and re-aggravate it and potentially keep myself out of the whole entire finals instead of just one game. So, like I said, it'll be a game-time decision, but I really want to be out there.
One of the things discussed a lot yesterday, guys, was, as Shaq, you said, coming around screens, but also defensively, because he takes on so much of that, and you don't know how to, you can slow yourself down on offense a little bit because you control it, right? On defense, not so much. Let's take a look at, with our perimeter defender, Shaquille O'Neal, the defense that Klay has been playing, and if they lose that aspect, how big a deal, Shaq, it could be.
Yeah, look, he always steps up to the challenge. Whoever the best player is, or, whoever's at that position, he wants to guard him. He wants to guard him one-on-one. He's always moving. He's always in the passing lane. He's always in his spot. And look, he plays great. And that's why I was upset when he wasn't on an all-NBA team, because he does, offensively he's great, defensively he's great. He steps up to the challenge. And look, he plays. He don't want help right here. Playing Kawhi, that's great defense right there. Move your feet, take the bump, and get out and run. But again, he's putting double stress on that hamstring. Like if he was just an offensive player, like it's just stress one way. But now you got a guard too, and you got to guard Kawhi, who also is herky jerky. And one wrong herky jerky move, you'll be out for the rest of the playoffs.
And that's why I doubt he plays tonight. I just think that I love his heart, and if I'm him, I want to be out here too. But I think the team needs to talk to him and say we're gambling one game versus the rest of the series. And so I know he wants to be out there, but let me just say this. I think he's the most disrespected player. And Shaq said he should be on an All-NBA team, but he's the most disrespected player, one of the most in the league, because he shoots so well we don't even consider him a two-way player. He's been the best perimeter defender, including over Draymond Green, because Draymond switches on to everybody, but the best perimeter defender, and he has to check the best two guards every night, and I just think that gets lost. And he wants to. And his shooting, I think, is so pretty that we forget about that.
Yeah, I think if you're Steve Kerr or Bob Myers, you just put it in the hands of the doctors, and you go, can he play? If they tell you can play, then he goes on the floor.
If he gets hurt, what do you do to the doctors after that game?
No, but you have to. That's how you have to trust. You have to say, because if you're a coaching staff, you can't dictate maybe game 3, game 4. Can you play? All right, he's on the floor. And if he's not helping us, I'm taking him off. And if he's helping us, I'm keeping him on. I think you have to, I think my thought process at teams that I've been on, I think that's how you have to think as a coaching staff and as management. You have to say, the player and the doctor have talked, there's the risk, this is the information that we have back. If he's shooting up, I'm playing Klay Thompson like Klay Thompson is healthy.
I agree, Kenny, but don't we always, when the trainers come to us, our job is to lie and to say.
Right, but that's why it's your doctor's job to decipher all of that.
I was just about to ask you, from a competitor nature, the three of you I know, certainly you're never going to tell a doctor in a spot, right, Chet, where you have a finals
game. I play with guys that did say I don't want to play.
But Klay wouldn't be one of those, right? But Klay wouldn't be one of those.
I play with guys. If you look at the three competitors up here, C. Webb walks funny, played through injuries. I walk funny, got to get 2 hip surgeries in the near future. I played through pain. Kenny, the way he walks with his knees touching to the board, he plays. So again, at this moment, we want to play. We want to be involved with excitement. The doctors may even say, hey, if you make a wrong move, you tear it. We don't want to hear that right now. Right now we're 1-1. I can go out here and then, because see, what countering is the adrenaline factor, especially at home. When you run in and you hit that first basket, and you hit you don't really even think about the pain. So again, it's up to Klay, but some people say he shouldn't play, some people say he should play. It's up to Klay. Whatever Klay wants to do, I'm behind him.
There's pain, there's injury. And there's 2 different things. Like if you're injured, you shouldn't play. But if you have pain, you can play. And I think that the discomfort or pain, sometimes you can get through that. But when you're injured,
with the help of
with the help of just
icy hot.
No, I'm just saying with the help of
just getting ready. Man up. You got pain, come see me. Man up with icy hot.
But functionally, when it's not working, things aren't moving functionally, you're injured. So if he can't move, then he's injured. But if he can run, jump,
let me ask you something, Kenny.
But if you have pain and you decide to play, don't favor it because you could hurt something else.
And make it worse because you're favoring it.
Yes. If you have pain, you decide to play, you have to totally forget about the pain. Don't even think about it.
Yeah. Now, I know Shaq laid everybody out here and said they walk funny except me. But skating, not sure necessarily. I know Chuck's a hockey guy. He's not here, though. Here's PK Subban. Says, had to bring the jacket. Cali going to get a little chilly tonight. Will the North come out west and grab a lead with a win in game number 3 of the series? The future's so bright, like gotta wear shades.
You know how I thought that was Carlos Boozer.
DXL is built as the one-stop shop for big and tall guys, with sizes starting at XL and over 100 brands that fit great and look even better. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit at DXL.com.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Who are you?
I am failure.
Failure? I thought I defeated you.
Perhaps. But more success sows more doubt.
That doesn't concern me.
Your weakness should concern you.
I still remember how to beat you.
Let's get one.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I want to get I ran out of storage.
Yesterday, I had to delete a picture of my grandma. Why? So I could take a picture of my grandma.
Now that's cold.
Ice cold. I just want a phone that gets me. Yeah.
Knows my schedule.
Knows my taste.
Knows my music.
I'm over the hype.
Super over it. Let's say goodbye to this thing.
How are you gonna do that? How are you just gonna... Oh.